In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Dear friends and fellows, my name is Abdul Khaliq Darwish. How to manage our pain, I mean emotional pain. I mean the kind of emotional shocks we do get off and on during our lifetime. One thing is there, one thing is there that each and every one of us, without exception, have to undergo these shocks, small or big. Sometimes these are trivial, but still it hurts us. Sometimes these are not trivial, slightly more than that, and still sometimes these are considerable. Yet there are some which are even big. How can we manage? How can we soothe these emotional pains, aches, aches? So that is we need to learn. We need to learn how to manage our emotional pain, our troubles, psychological. Dear friends, people do not behave the way we want them to. That is one thing very which should be very clear to us. Everybody is different. Everybody is behaving in a different manner. People do not have to behave the way we want them to behave. They will do so independently and differently from others. Dear friends, sometimes their attitude hurt us. Their attitude cause pain and trouble for us. Now we need to learn how to manage it. A very in ancient times, a king asked a very wise minister, advisor of him to devise a sentence, to write a sentence. And if at all I see this sentence during the happiness, my happiness should evaporate. And if I watch it during the sadness should evaporate as well. Dear friends, the minister, advisor, thought for a good amount of time and then came up with a sentence. The sentence was, this time too will pass away. This time too will pass away like every other time. This day too will pass away like every other day. Obviously, once I am happy, you are happy, someone else is happy, and we remember that this time is not permanent, it will pass away. Our happiness will came down drastically, considerably, and if at all we are sad, unhappy, and we remember it and repeat it several times, many a times, that this time too will pass away. Obviously, what is going to happen as a result? That sadness, emotional pain will also come down. If at all if, if we felt insulted and we do realize that this time too will pass away, what is going to happen then as a result? Obviously, we will start feeling less and less pain, less and less psychological trouble. That is a human nature, dear friend, and that is how our mind works. We need to understand how our mind works. This is really something important, and not only this thing, there are certain other ways as well so that we could manage our emotional pain, our shocks, if at all we are hurt. One thing about this time too will pass away. Dear friends, no matter what sort of injury, emotional injury, a physical injury have we got, It will heal with the passage of time. The time heal all wounds. The time is very powerful. The time is a very very powerful medicine. Some of the some of the events, some of the happening which does transpire puts us into low feelings. Another some of these puts us into real sort of depression. But what does happen that the time keep going and the time does arrive when we feel that I am normal again, that I have been rehabilitated. This rehabilitation does take place after some of the time, my dear friends and fellows. This rehabilitation does take time, but it does happen. It is inevitable, it is unavoidable. It does happen automatically, although it does take time. Since every wound we have got is not of equal depth, some of the wounds are very superficial, while another some of these are slightly deep, yet another some of these are even more deep. But regardless of what sort of wound is it, it will be healed. If at all it has not killed us, if it has not killed us, it actually means that it is going to heal. Obviously, it will take time. I read somewhere a very important sentence, and that important sentence was, "Whatever does not kill you actually makes you stronger." Indeed, it is very true. If at all something does not kill you, it is automatically making you stronger, because you have absorbed, because you have bared, because you have endured, because you have undergone a kind of trouble, a kind of pain, a kind of depression, and then you have bounced back, you came back, you dear friends. And this revival actually did happen because because of your resilience, because you are resilient, because you does have the ability to survive, you does have the ability to bear, to endure the pain. That is why that if at all one sort of shock has been absorbed, has been endured, has been tolerated upon, this actually means that you are really strong and you can do that. Why to tell? The trouble with us is that we are found telling ourselves again and again, that I can't bear it, I can't bear it, I can't bear it. This is too much for me, this is too much for me, this is too much for me. So once we are telling this thing again and again and again and again to us, it actually makes us weaker. We should not be weaker that much weak at all. We should try to become strong as possible, my dear friends and fellows. We need to become really strong person. And one thing which we need to understand is that the kind of shock which I have got now, neither it is the first one in my life nor it is going to be the last one. If it is a lost one, it actually means it's very shocking. It actually means that I'm going to die very soon. And if at all we do say that this is not the lost one, this actually means that I want to live longer. I do have to live longer. And as for arrival of the happiness, as for the arrival of the sadness is concerned, that is a matter of routine. That is something which is unavoidable, and I shall be able to bear it because I have. This is not the first time I am bearing it. I am not only that I have bared it several times in my life earlier. I have tolerated, I have bared, I have endured, I have absorbed all of those shocks. And even as for the present shock is concerned, it can also be absorbed. It can also be absorbed as a matter of routine, like many other shocks in my life. Dear friends, it is not going to be the last one as well. That is very much true. It is not going to be the last one, because if it is the last one, it actually means that I am going to die so soon. I don't have to die so soon. I want to live longer. I want to live happier. I want to become a strong human being. So that is how we can manage while remembering these thoughts again and again, repeating these thoughts again and again. Many a time, it actually means that we are becoming stronger and we are going to absorb this pain and the trouble we have just got. Thank you.